I know it's a big ass question.
No, it's a pretty easy question. We get it all the time.
General thing. I mean,
So let me kind of break it down a little bit before that, so that I can explain that, right?
Totally.
So you see, like a human being, we have a body.
Yeah.
But then you also have like what people nowadays say there's like a spark, right? So this is what we would consider your ruh, your soul, right? And you know how like sometimes you meet somebody and you kind of like feel like you've already met them, like you kind of you take to them real easily, right?
Like
you
I
feel
vibe with them.
like you vibe with them, right?
Yeah.
So Islam explains that. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us that we were arwah, we were souls, right? And we were at a different existence where we were just souls, no bodies, right? And many souls met each other, and that's why sometimes you meet somebody and you vibe with them right away, and sometimes you meet somebody and you're just not, you know, it's not clicking, right?
Right.
So then those souls, they transition from that life into the womb of the mother, right? And that's a whole different life. Like if you think about it, it's a whole different existence. Like look how you right now you breathe in through your nose, your mouth, you're breathing in air. When you were in the womb, you were taking in liquids, but you were getting the same oxygen, right? You eat right now, you got teeth, you take a good sandwich, you bite it up, right? But in the womb, you got a tube that was feeding you, right? You didn't see other people, you didn't talk. I mean, imagine if I told you like you're gonna come into a world and people are gonna be dressed up like furries or whatever that is, right? You're gonna see, it would be hard to believe, right? Like think it through, like it would be hard, like what? Like I'm in this little place and this is all life is. Like to a baby inside the fetus, it can't imagine, right? But then you pass through that phase and you die from that 9-month life and you come into a new life. And in this life, the existence is all different. Like you walk around, you wear clothes, like, you know, can't imagine describing clothes to a fetus, right?
Right.
And then this life lasts however long, 10 years, 20 years, 30, 100, whatever, right? That's your lifespan. Then you die from this life, right? And that connection between that soul and the body disconnects. Like, have you seen a dead body? At a funeral, maybe?
Something like that.
Hopefully not something that you... all right,
on TV.
No details, it's all right.
Exactly.
Right? But if you see it in real life, right? Like, I had a friend that got shot in high school, and I saw his dead body. And he's got everything. Like, he's got eyes, he's got hair, he's got a face. But you can tell from looking at him that spark's gone. That ruh, that soul is disconnected, right? So it's like a robot when you turn it off, you know, it just stops, right? So this is that soul that's taken out, right? And then we enter into a new level of existence called barzakh. I'm going to explain it, but I'm just giving you terms, right? This is the life in the grave, right? This is a time where you will have a totally different level of existence. The way we interact is not going to be there, right? And this is kind of a waiting period. And as we know, everything then comes to an end, right? All of the prophets that were sent, from Abraham to Moses to Jesus to Muhammad, we believe in all of them, we love all of them. They told us that, look, this life is temporary, this world is temporary, right? This will end, and then there'll be a judgment. Everybody will be brought to account for what they did. Nobody's gonna get away with anything, right? God is just. I mean, he's not gonna, like, you know, you murder and things, and just because the cops don't catch you, you think you got away? Nah, right? After that judgment, then you will have your final destinations, right? That's another level of existence now. Now that life of the grave, the barzakh, is finished. Now you have what we call the akhirah, the hereafter, right? Totally different. Now, just like if we went to the fetus and tried to explain it, all we could do is give examples. Like we can't really tell a fetus what is clothes. We can be like, well, it's kind of like your skin, but you can take it off. And like, well, you know, right? So those prophets that were given that revelation from the Creator who made us, then come and tell us about that hereafter, right? Like there's paradise, there's everlasting life, you get to live a good life. Christians have different ideas. Well, I'm telling you from Islam, like we don't believe you're going to be sitting on clouds playing harps or whatever weird stuff you see on TV. We don't believe the devil runs hell. Like that, those are all Christian ideas. In Islam, we believe in heaven. It is a beautiful place, a place that the Quran tells us and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us is so beautiful that you can't imagine, right? So all we can get is similitudes, like, okay, there'll be trees, there'll be rivers, there'll be beautiful places, there'll be birds, but again, it's something you couldn't really imagine from the things of this life, right? No ear has heard such a thing, no mind has thought of it, no eye has seen it. But these are things that are given examples of. You will be with your family, you will have spouses, you will have everlasting life, you will be good looking, you will not have disease. Like those things are the tests of this world, right? And then there is the hell, which is like a place of punishment, right? We don't think of it like the cartoon hell where like devils sitting with a pitchfork, like not like that. Like there's cold, hot, whatever. Even the fire is not, we don't take it to be like the fire of this world. It's much worse than that, right? But it's a place you don't want to go, right? So this is why our Creator didn't just leave us, right? Like anything you have in this world, if you manufacture it, you're gonna wanna make sure people use it right? Like I'm sure you got cell phones, right?
Yeah.
So when you buy a Samsung or an Apple or maybe a Nokia, whatever, if you're old school, right? You get it, it comes with a little user manual. Why? Because otherwise somebody could buy it and be like, I'm gonna put it in the microwave and see what happens, right? So the manufacturer knows best, yo, don't put it on, like old Apple phones, they always had a warning, don't let water get to it. Because water was the kryptonite of Apple phones, right? And then they started to get, better and better, and they were like, okay, you can take it to this much and not this much, right? So the manufacturer knows best how the creation or the product should be used, right? So we believe that our creator, right? We don't believe that we just came out of nowhere. Like that doesn't, like anybody who says that doesn't really think that, right? Because if you think it through, how could that be? Right? Like you're a logical, questioning, intelligent man. Like, so think about this. Like if I told you that everything here just appeared over billions of years, nobody had anything to do with this. Like this Quran, nobody printed it.
Right.
These letters, everything just came by itself, right? If I told you this table, we didn't bring it today in a car. It just, over billions and trillions of years, grains of sand, made a table, made this sheet, made all these, made this cover, made this writing. No, nobody would believe me, right? Right? Well, the human body is more complex than this. The atmosphere is more complex than this. The world is more complex. It's in better precision than this. So how can you say this just came out of nowhere? Nobody guides it, nobody develops it. We don't, like, even evolution, well, who evolves? Who's the one controlling the evolution, right? If you say random selection, that makes no sense. Think of it, right? If I give you a piece of paper and an ink pen, and I just show you, just start randomly throwing ink at it. Over a gazillion years, you'll never get Hamlet written out exactly the way it should be, right? You will get different patterns, but you're not gonna get Hamlet, right? Look at your body and how precise it is. You see these eyebrows? If you didn't have these eyebrows right here, you couldn't walk in the sun. I had a friend, he was barbecuing, burnt off his eyebrows. He found out the hard way, right? You can't walk around. Like, look at who put, like, how did that randomly happen, right? If we had random mutation, then you would be randomly growing a horn or randomly growing wings, right? Why is it that you always get exactly what you need? Like, even if you look at intelligent selection, you have to have something to select from it, right? You know the minimum gene concept? You have to have a certain number of minimum genes. Well, the idea of evolution is you came from a single gene. Well, that's impossible. Scientifically, no organism could survive, right? So we believe there is a creator, and that creator created us, and he made these stages of our life, and then he gave us the guidance we need to pass through these stages successfully.
Fucking, wow, sorry, part of my friend.
It's all right, go ahead.
That was pretty, wow.
Good? You like?
That was like very thorough, bam, bam, bam. That was great.
Excellent. Well, you have the Quran.
I'll
Take this. This is a rule.
Honestly, I'm gonna just stick with this.
You sure?
Good one. No, I'm gonna stick with this.
Good. Go for it.
Hey,
the Quran is the source. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice talking to you guys. If you have.
That was one of the reasons I became Muslim. I was like, wow, like, it explains it so clear in detail. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, and if you have questions after reading, come on back. We're here.
Hey.
All right? Have a good day. Thank you. Okay, well, this is free. This is the Quran itself. If you want to start with that, that's great. If you want to jump into it, it's all free. Go for it. Yeah, you could become Muslim. That's the best that could happen. Have a good one.